The receptionists in the show are not.
They're the worst. Every receptionist on this show should be fired. Every one of them.
Spilling all the tea.
Yeah, they are the driving plot device, the driving conflict in probably a third of the show. Drink every time a receptionist fucks up.
Hey, Upper East Siders and all you scandal-loving listeners. You just tuned into the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod, where the coffee is strong, the waffles are fresh, and the gossip is hotter than ever. My name is Leif, and I'm your seasoned Gossip Girl veteran.
And I'm Steve, the newbie, the greenhorn, I don't know, Leif, what are we calling the new kid on the block this week in Gossip Girl terms?
Well, whatever you are, thanks for canceling your party. Now I don't have to pretend to feel bad about missing it.
Well, it's okay because it wasn't the party I wanted anyway.
Sounds good.
So here's the deal, folks. Leif has been watching Gossip Girl since it first aired, and I'm diving in for the first time. And together, we are your dynamic duo, bringing you all the drama, romance, and sometimes questionable fashion choices of this iconic 2007 series.
That's right. Each week, we're going to take a deep dive into the show, one episode at a time. We'll analyze all the hidden parallels and obscure references, and along the way, we'll get some behind-the-scenes gossip and some stories from fandom.
And since we are all about inclusivity here at the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod, there is always room for you at the Non-Judging Breakfast table. So go ahead and grab your mimosa or a cup of coffee, or maybe roll up some of Chuck's special medicine, and let's get this started.
All right, before we get into the episode, some news as of the weekend we are recording this. It'll be a few weeks when you guys are hearing this, but Blake Lively has filed a lawsuit against Justin Baldoni.
For, if I'm correct, sexual harassment, right?
Yes, some pretty nasty claims. Yeah, just a very, very uncomfortable working environment. And apparently he hired the same publicity team that Johnny Depp hired.
Oh. Already.
No, this is back when the whole thing went down.
No kidding.
So she's saying, yes, she's not only suing him for sexual harassment, but also for defaming her character.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, because there was some shit that came out about her, too, from him, that he was talking shit about her.
No, he was specifically not talking shit about her.
Okay, yeah.
But now she's saying that he hired a company to put out, a bunch of stuff on social media.
Okay, all right. Well, see how that plays out.
We're going to have to just wait and see how, definitely, Blake's not my favorite person, but no one deserves that.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, but we got to wait to see what happens here. So it's going to go to court, so we'll see what happens. So anyways, we are here to talk about Season 2, Episode 20, Remains of the J. Original air date, March 30th, 2009.
Obviously referencing Remains of the Day. Daniel Day-Lewis?
No.
No?
It's a 1993 James Ivory film starring Anthony Hopkins, Emma Thompson, and Christopher Reeve.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I remember Anthony Hopkins. I'm pretty sure I never saw it.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah, I was really turned off to Anthony Hopkins because I had a girlfriend take me to one of his movies that was she was really moved by it, and I was bored to tears. Can't tell you what it was, but I didn't really.
Maybe it was this one.
It was either this one or I did not see this one specifically because of the other one, because it looked like it was going to be like the other one she took me to.
The IMDb tagline reads, "A butler who sacrificed body and soul to service in the years leading up to World War II realizes too late how misguided his loyalty was to his lordly employer."
I did not see that. That is definitely not it. That actually sounds kind of cool.
So apparently his boss was a British lord, but he's a Nazi sympathizer.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so he's working with the Nazis.
Wow. Yeah, see, that actually sounds like an intriguing film. The one I saw was about maybe Shadowlands, about a writer. Yeah, that's the one. I think it was called Shadowlands. Because I remember it sounding really fucking dope. And then it was a really boring movie about a writer, which is also probably a really amazing movie, but I was more interested in my date than I was the movie is all.
So speaking of writers or so-called writers, this episode was written by Sarah Frank Meltzer, who has a total of 2 writing credits this episode and an episode of a 1-season Josh Schwartz show called Rockville, California. She's also a producer for 4 episodes on that show.
Yeah, so my guess is that she sat in the writer's room and
my guess is she was someone's assistant.
Yeah. Oh, that tracks. And then got promoted.
Got a shot, and yeah. And she got on staff for a show that went 1 season.
Yeah.
Although interesting enough, IMDb still says 2009-nothing, as if it's going to come back at some point.
So maybe season 2 is just delayed. So maybe it's on the Stranger Things schedule.
Yeah. The episode was directed by Allison Liddell Brown. Also she was asked back for season 4, but she is like a prolific TV director. Also worked on Chuck, Friday Night Lights, Grey's Anatomy, Shameless, and a bunch of other things.
Those are good shows too.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and read the Vulture recap?
Here we go. The central theme of the human drama Gossip Girl is identity. Each new episode, these deftly drawn characters tackle the central question of the human condition. Who are they? What is their purpose in the world? And God help them, will they die alone after shitting themselves in a Duane Reade? Well, maybe not that last one. Anyway, in this week's episode, Serena ran into her undermining friend Poppy, who presented her with a philosophical conundrum. If she isn't on the arm of a designer at the Met one day and lazing around the Maldives on a yacht the next, is she really living life? Similarly, we were later given to wonder if a woman has thousands of dollars worth of hair extensions and doesn't make an effort to groom them, do they really exist? Meanwhile, Jenny struggled to remain true to her Humphreyness in the face of peer and adult pressure, and Blair continued to be torn between the happy-go-lucky golden retriever that is Nate and her animal attraction to Chuck, the fun but dangerous pit bull. He would almost be scary if he wasn't wearing plaid, Dan remarks of the latter. Wouldn't we all?
Yeah, he's still pretty scary if you get your sister alone on a rooftop.
Yeah, yeah.
But let's go ahead and get into the episode. We begin Act 1 with the Gossip Girl narration. Mornings are simply more fun on the Upper East Side. Our favorite things to wake up to? The sun in the sky, Nikkei on the rise, and a wake-up call from your latest lover or your best friend. Serena calls to check up on Blair, who lies about where she is. Both girls are actually walking down the same Manhattan street.
Yeah, the codependence of their relationship is to the point where Serena covers Blair's lie to her for her. Like, there's no way that, like, yes, you both heard the same car horn. You know that she just lied to you, and you covered for her.
I don't know. Serena's not that bright. Maybe she just didn't know.
I mean, there's that. To me, it just really felt like that same Serena always will kind of just, she won't put up that fight a lot of the time. You know, she'll often just, when Blair is saying something like that, she'll just give it to her.
I mean, it might have been written that way in the script, but I did not feel that from Blake. I felt like she totally believed Blair.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, let's not let's not go into Blake's acting too much because I think that she if we were to rate the actors on this show, she's probably C tier compared to our S and A tier actors in here.
Yeah, her and Nate are kind of in the same area.
Yeah, only I feel like Nate has gotten better.
He's gotten better writing, I think, but I don't know if he's necessarily gotten better.
Maybe I should say I think Chase has gotten better. You think it's just better writing on the boys than it is him actually?
Nate's had some better writing this season, I think, at least in the second half.
Yeah.
I don't think his acting has changed much at all. It's kind of there.
Yeah, right. I mean, like I was meaning more to the boys, as he's grown as an actor post Gossip Girl.
I still don't think he's that great of an actor. He's just kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what it is. I guess I'm just kind of in that mindset too that funny is harder than drama.
Yeah.
And so I often credit funnier actors for that. Anyway, we're here to talk about Gossip Girl.
In Brooklyn, Dan has fan mail. Jenny is about to turn 16, and Rufus informs the pair that Lily wants to have breakfast with everyone. Jenny is impressed by the amount of jams Lily has, so they head out the door.
The way that everyone's like, man, and Jenny, you almost didn't make it to 16. It's like, it's not really her fucking fault, Rufus.
You kicked her out of the house.
Yeah. for following her dreams that were all laid out in front of her. Yeah. Man, you really barely survived this one because I totally got in the way and ruined everything.
We'll talk about Rufus in a little bit here, but yeah.
Oh my God, fucking Rufus.
Before they can leave, Vanessa shows up and Dan hangs back. Vanessa is whining about Nate not calling for a week. Seconds after Dan advised her to keep waiting, Vanessa gets an email from Nate asking for a meetup.
Girl, you broken up. It's been a week in high school. Girl, you single.
And you could call him too.
Yeah, and you can call him. You can text him.
You're the one that left.
Yeah, you are the one.
Serena runs into her old buddy Poppy Lipton. Poppy is still living that it girl life and gives Serena an oh sweetie look when Serena explains what she's been up to.
She's such a shitty person. Like, every ounce of her is just terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're doing high school stuff? In high school?
At the penthouse, Lily, Rufus, Jenny, Eric, and Dan are prepping breakfast and joking around. Chuck enters and trades jibes with Dan before leaving for business. Definitely not cardio, which is reserved for evenings.
Yeah, gross. But I loved the banter between Chuck and Dan here. They really had a good play off of each other here. Also, Eric, like, always gold, always awesome.
Yeah.
Does this feel like a sitcom to anybody?
More like a reality show. Serena arrives and delivers the news that they are throwing Jenny a Sweet 16 party for which Jenny seems less than thrilled about. Just as the scene ends, Rufus gets a concerned look when reviewing Dan's financial aid packet and pulls out his phone.
So the first part of this, why are Serena and Lily so hurt over her saying, no, that's not what I want? They're so extra about it,
Well, to be fair, Lily probably had to put a deposit down on those caterers.
Probably. I get to a degree. It was
but
just
maybe ask
so... Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you waiting till the morning of to tell her?
Yeah. You could have warned her about this. Just make it a surprise party at this point.
Yeah. At school, Serena is wondering why Jenny doesn't want a big party. Eric enlightens Serena that Jenny is probably worried that no one will show up. Eric, once again, voice of reason.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. Jenny has not had an easy time, and she has finally found obscurity a little bit in this school.
Yeah.
And wants to remain low-key.
The mean girls run into Serena and tell her they are glad that her party got canceled so they don't have to feel bad about ditching it for Penelope's party. Serena calls Poppy for help with her party.
Yo, minions were out there taking shots. Like, shots at Serena.
Well, the minions are not exactly minions anymore.
Well,
they're just kind of running school.
It feels like Penelope is currently queen. And the minions are all... I feel like the other three are still minions, but they've always kind of had even ground with Penelope, and it kind of feels that way.
Yeah. Spotted. S, learning the answer to the age-old question, what if you were throwing a party and no one cared? When that happens, don't cancel. Make them eat cake. Vanessa sees Blair leaving Nate's house. Chuck pulls up in his limo and reveals he is the one who invited Vanessa here from Nate's account. C invites V to help him get revenge on Nate and Blair.
So good. Like, Chuck's plan here, and Chuck just rolling up in the limo and rolling the window down. I've known his password since he was 10.
Soccer. Poor Nate.
Poor Nate.
And when you're not from the Upper East Side, Sometimes morning is just the start to a very bad day. We move into Act 2. Back at school, Chuck confronts Blair about her morning tryst with Nate. However, Blair insists it's merely platonic. Chuck's counter is, of course it is, because Nate is still dating Vanessa.
Yeah. Nice dig. Way to get that shot.
Yeah. Lily and Rufus are making chili at the loft. Rufus lets Lily know that Dan got denied for financial aid. Lily offers to help, but Rufus displays his trademark stubbornness and says he can handle it himself. Lily suggests selling the loft and moving in with her.
Yes, and Rufus also demonstrates his trademark lying to his kids.
Yeah, at least in the past, he was a good dad to Dan. Not anymore.
Now he's being
Not
a
anymore.
shitty dad to Dan.
Seriously, let him take a free ride to Yale.
Yeah.
But we gotta have a reason for Dan to stay in New York, so.
Exactly. It's so shitty because Lily sits there, hey, let me help out with this. And it would mean nothing to Lily. Dan wouldn't even lie to him about that. Lie to Dan about the financial aid coming through the Vanderwoodson Foundation.
Yeah.
A scholarship through the Vanderwoodson Bass Foundation.
But it's clear Rufus is taking a bullet for the betterment of the show. And then, he won't take the money, but he starts to agree to move in with her and sell the loft.
Yeah.
What happens if when you get divorced? for the fifth time.
Yeah. When you break up again.
Now you're homeless.
If anything, you should rent out the loft.
Exactly.
Rent the loft monthly. Month-to-month leases on the loft. Make it an Airbnb.
Yeah. Nate and Blair are walking in a snow-covered Central Park. Blair nudges Nate to break up with Vanessa. He is meeting V for dinner tonight.
I'm sure she thinks it's over too bit is so classic Nate and such a guy looking on to the next thing that is right in front of him. Mm-hmm. It's the classic golden retriever Nate that is chasing after whatever ball is being thrown. And the one that's in front of him right now is Blair. And so, Vanessa's clearly thinking the same thing, which the flip side is he can think that because she never sent anything back.
Yeah.
So on that end, because you're broken up, guys. Both of you. You're broken up.
Serena and Poppy are taking Jenny shopping for a party dress. Jenny obviously thinks it's still going to be a casual, intimate party. When Jenny is trying on dresses, Poppy convinces Serena to upgrade the party. Serena just led like a dog.
Yes. To make this party all about herself, just to regain Poppy's love. It's so weird. It's weird.
It's totally on brand for Serena, though.
It's totally on brand for Serena.
Yeah.
And
she is a narcissist.
Totally.
Vanessa is meeting with Nate, who breaks up with her. Nate denies anything going on with Blair.
Nothing was, it seems, really going on with Blair other than spending the night together, which is something. If I were to go and spend the night with another woman for 5 days and not text Robin, even if I slept on opposite sides of the bed, foot to head, I'm in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I'm in a lot of trouble.
At the very least, he was emotionally cheating.
Yes. Absolutely.
Nate comes to Blair's penthouse to let her know about the breakup. However, Blair was looking for some action, and all she got was a forehead kiss as Nate leaves for the night. Ooh, B.
Oh, so sad. But even better was Dorota's Nate and Vanessa fanfic. Not that it ever happens to me.
And Gospel Girl comes in. Poor B. It's hard to turn up the heat with an old flame, but stand back. Someone's about to add fuel to this fire. Forehead kiss was so good. Vanessa goes to the Vanderwoodson penthouse and finds Chuck wearing a velvet smoking jacket that would make Hef proud. Back from commercial, we see Dan smelling chili and Jenny carrying a stack of board games. Dan lets Jenny know about the Natessa breakup. Dan takes a phone call from a realtor and finds out Rufus is selling the loft.
Hello. Yes, I must obviously be talking to the person who I'm calling on a landline in '07 or '09.
Yeah. The receptionists in the show are not...
They're the worst. Every receptionist on this show should be fired. Every one of them...
Spilling all the tea.
Yeah, they are the driving plot device, the driving conflict in probably a third of the show. Drink every time a receptionist fucks up.
Serena and Blair are talking on the phone again, discussing Nate and Blair as well as Nate and Vanessa. The conversation is interrupted by Eric, who tells Serena to come out of her room to see what's going on. Dan and Jenny arrive at Lily's building, and Dan jokes with Vanya about reading an Ann Coulter book. In the elevator, Dan reveals the Rufus might be selling the loft.
I love that Dorota is friends with the doorman.
Oh, they're more than friends.
Oh, are they? Have we seen...
No, you have to have watched the Dorota Diaries web series.
No kidding. Was that simulcast?
Not as... it's like coming out, not like simulcast, but
But during the weeks between.
Yeah, I think on the hiatus weeks it was coming out. So
well, I know what I'm doing I know what I'm going to be doing, especially once Robin finds out about this.
Yes, the Dorota Diaries.
Dorota Diaries. How is this the first time learning of this? Also, fuck Ann Coulter.
Once again, Dan making liberal jokes.
Yeah.
As the elevator doors open, Dan and Jenny are hit by some generic house music. Penelope and the Mean Girls walk up and congratulate Jenny on her party.
Yeah.
Not a Jenny party.
No, not at all. I did love how Dan immediately walks in carrying this chili and all these board games and is like, well, I need to find a caterer. There's got to be one here.
He's been to a few of these now.
Yeah. Honestly, Dan had such a good episode, I feel.
Eric, Jonathan in tow, tries to smooth over his sister's faux pas, but only throws gasoline on the fire. Jenny sounds out a mass invite via Gossip Girl.
Jenny was right to be pissed at Serena when they confronted each other.
Yeah.
And Serena really did just kind of blow her off.
Yeah, she basically gaslighted her.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you should have said something. Well, bitch, she did say something.
Yeah, I said something. Yeah. Later on, she said that after she says that again later on, you should have said something. She's like, I did yesterday. And now, but she does right when she's here. She's like, this isn't what I wanted.
Yeah. Chuck and Vanessa arrive together. Even though Chuck claims to be in love with Blair, or was it Elle, he has no problem creeping on Vanessa. When Vanessa sees Nate and Blair together, she panics and pulls Chuck in for a kiss. Blair and Nate are both giving confused Pikachu. Spotted. 2 people who should know better, and 2 people who don't know what hit them.
Chuck perving on her in the elevator and the kiss. All of it. Just so gross.
I thought they had really good chemistry. I mean, they are fucking in real life, so.
Oh, at this point?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Oh, no kidding. I'm not complaining about the chemistry. I'm complaining about Vanessa and Chuck both being people that I can't stand getting together.
I love Nate's. This is like, I think, the only time in the series Nate actually Chase outacted Leighton with the expression on his face.
Yeah.
He looked like confused Pikachu.
Yeah, completely.
Act 3, the word is out. Jenny's intimate family dinner is now officially a rager. Poppy continues to jibe Serena about how much of a loser she is now. Serena stays at the party to attempt to keep things under control. Poppy is the worst.
She's awful. She's absolutely terrible. And Serena Serena follows the thing that she's going to follow. The thing that's in front of her, as we said. And it's so much better for her when she follows stuff like Dan and even Blair than Poppy.
Serena asks Jenny for help to kick out the Crashers, but Jenny points out that she invited them. Before their feud can get out of hand, Eric informs Serena that strangers are having sex on her bed.
Yeah, and here's where Serena says you should have said something, and Jenny says, yeah, I said something yesterday, but it's also, Jenny, you said something when you first got there, too. And Serena blew it off twice. Now, Jenny should not have done what she did.
No.
She was wrong in
she
what
acted out like a teenager.
She acted out like a teenager. Serena was really shitty.
Yeah.
Serena was a really shitty friend.
And she admits it.
She does. But she has to get there.
Yeah. Dan is entertaining 3 comely young ladies with tales of his new fan when Serena interrupts to drag him off.
So I loved that. I love
smart
that,
guy.
Yes, I love that he's just there with 3 women, just standing there macking and just having them enraptured in this conversation, totally smooth, totally playing it well, and then gets interrupted by Serena. Gets blocked by the ex. For something that's not his fucking problem.
Yeah. Nate warns Vanessa to watch out for Chuck. Blair interrupts and implies that she and Nate are more than friends, but Nate denies it.
Yeah, I thought it was actually pretty honest and good of Nate to be like, watch out for this guy. You know, I think that Nate clearly cares about Vanessa.
I mean, yes, but then why are you best friends with him? Why are you best friends with this guy? He's a shithead.
It's sort of like Aaron being friends with that guy too. And we know that they're all friends with Chuck despite him being a serial sexual assaulter, because they cleared that up when they called themselves the Non-Judging Breakfast Club.
Blair throws Nate onto Chuck's bed, but Nate just isn't feeling it.
Yeah, I didn't really have words for this, even though I really wanted to.
Now, is this the first time we see the Chuck's painting of Georgina as a Girl Scout?
I didn't even notice that.
Look it up. Georgina as Girl Scout painting.
Wow, I did not
it's above his bed.
even notice this. Georgina as Girl Scout
painting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's above Chuck's bed. That lasts through the whole series.
No kidding.
I think this is the first time we see it, though.
Is it ever addressed that it's definitively Georgina?
I don't think so, but I mean, it clearly is.
Yeah. I'm wondering if, so it probably didn't show up. If it has been there, it probably didn't show up until after her appearance. But that's interesting.
Chuck advises patients as he and Vanessa are waiting for Nate and Blair to come out of the room. When they come out separate, Chuck instructs Vanessa to divide and conquer. However, Nate isn't impressed by Vanessa becoming more Blair-like.
What did she do, aside from make out with Chuck, to be more Blair-like?
Well, just coming with Chuck at all.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's so obvious. Nate's a dummy, but he knows a scheme when he sees one.
Yeah. I guess the flip side of that is the reason that Blair was mad and left the room is because Nate wasn't looking to do much in that moment. I guess it's, she drug him in there because of Chuck. Because Chuck kind of pushed that issue. But it's not, I guess I just didn't really see it that much as their fault, but also fuck Vanessa, so.
Poor V. Nobody gets what they want without losing something they love, like their integrity. Dan is helping Serena put on fresh sheets. Serena opens up about her own selfish motivations for the party change-up.
I liked Dan being a good friend to Serena here. There were no expectations other than, I'm going to be a friend to you in this moment, and I really loved that.
It's almost like they're siblings.
Almost like they're siblings. That are probably going to bang again at some point, I'm guessing.
Downstairs, Vanya has barred the doors to prevent hundreds of teenagers from storming the penthouse. Lily and Rufus arrive just behind the cops who are here to break up the party.
We put hundreds in air quotes, though. Maybe 50 kids.
Bad boys. What you gonna do?
Whoop, woo!
Lily is distraught over the state of her apartment. Lily throws all the blame on Serena. Serena looks to Jenny to say something, but Jenny is meekly staring at her feet. Serena storms off, and finally, Jenny comes clean, but reveals that her reasoning is that she doesn't want to move to Park Avenue.
First thing about this scene is Lily's reaction when Rufus is like, well, the most important thing is the kids are okay. Yes, but the second most important thing is this apartment and the art. And I thought that her response was really funny. This scene is really complicated because there's so much that happens that where people are simultaneously right and wrong in their reactions and how they're handling things.
And I do like what Serena says there. When it was just me and Eric, it was a safe bet to say it was me. But now the list of suspects is expanding.
Yeah, as this family is expanding, so is the list of suspects. And that's fair.
Yeah. At a trendy-looking bar, Poppy convinces Serena to ditch being grounded to come to Spain with her and her boyfriend Gabriel. To España!
She's the worst. Especially, it's funny, I was thinking about this. Serena, at this point in her life, and the way that she has been this season, when she says road trip, that's something that Serena would really enjoy, I think. I think Serena would love to drive across the country and fly back. And when she's shamed for that, like, no, we're going to Spain. It's like, oh, okay, that's right. That's how I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, and before you go to commercial, Gossip Girl narrates, uh-oh, looks like someone's up to their old tricks. And just in time, too. Cuidado, España. Here comes El Problema. And then we move into the epilogue. Back in Brooklyn, Rufus and Lily mutually decide to put moving in together on hold. Dan finds out about his financial aid falling through. Dan is so used to being called poor, he actually believed it. This might be the first time the show actively acknowledges that the Humphreys are definitely not paupers.
I appreciate this scene. As somebody who grew up in a 3-story Victorian house in the 80s and was constantly told how much of a struggle it was. And not that my parents didn't struggle, but I feel like a big part of the struggle that they had was manufactured. That it was just wanting more than actually struggling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to see Dan's reaction, that's really how I felt a lot of the time. Not on the level, because clearly my parents weren't making Humphrey money by any means, but they had a decent income in a great school district. And I always thought that we were so much worse off than we were. Until I actually was poor on my own. like until I was a divorced single dad teacher, you know?
Blair and Dorota are walking in the park, talking about Nate. Blair, just when she had given up on Nate, sees him waiting for her. Nate and Dorota set Blair up, and we get the famous snow kiss.
Classic Nate. I felt that was good boyfriend Nate, that kind of stuff that he did for Blair before, and I thought it was cute. I'm okay with the Blair Nate. What do we call Blair and Nate? Is it bait?
Nair?
Nair. Okay, that's much better than bait.
Yes. And the show got very lucky with the snow all episode. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was real snow.
Yeah. I because
you could see it melting on their heads.
And it didn't look like a TV amount of snow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Usually it's either a fair amount or a little bit. But if you're someone who's lived in snow, you know that those little flurries like that, that you know what they look like. Yeah. And so I think you're right that was natural.
Serena shows up to meet Poppy and her boyfriend Gabriel. Apparently Gabriel met Serena last year when she and Georgina were posing as Savannah and Svetlana.
Yes, I remember that. Is that Armie Hammer?
Yes, famed cannibal Armie Hammer.
Yes, famed cannibal Armie Hammer. Robin was the one who recognized him at first. So that was it. Him last season too?
No, we didn't see him at all last season.
Okay, I because I remember when Georgina and Serena had the interaction with the guys calling themselves those names, but I didn't remember seeing him. But yeah, awesome.
Well, but Serena got blackout drunk or blackout drugged.
Yeah.
That night.
Yes.
So yeah, apparently they were doing it with more than those first two guys.
Probably.
In his bedroom, Dan calls his fan. It turns out Dan's fan is actually Rufus and Lily's love child, Scott Rawson. Scott's adoptive parents intercept the call and plan to hide it from Scott.
Shitty ass fucking parents. They're probably the worst parents on the show, and that's a bar. Yeah. That is a bar.
Well, I think what we talked about last time, like at the per screen time rate.
Their per screen time rate is the worst.
Yeah.
Also, there's something I forgot to say about the previous scene, that when Serena is talking to famed cannibal Armie Hammer, that she's doing that thing that if she had cherries or strawberries or a glass to lick, she'd be licking that glass.
Yeah, so Poppy was shitty all episode, but she might be losing her boyfriend pretty soon here.
That's kind of what it looks like.
And we get a series of scenes to end the episode with some narrations. Mistakes, we all make them. They usually start with the best of intentions, like keeping a secret to protect someone. And then Serena sends a text to Lily letting her know that she's going to Spain. Lily smiles at Eric, Jonathan, Jenny playing Hungry Hungry Hippos before frowning at Serena's text.
Yeah, you fucked up, Lily. It's also, Serena's pretty shitty for just running off to Spain.
I mean, this is the second time she's done this season.
Yeah.
Just went out of the country without even asking.
Yeah. The first time it was at least a vacation. This is like, I'm mad and storming off, and I'm going to continue to storm all the way to Spain.
España! Sometimes we don't even know what mistakes we've made to get us where we are. And then Nate and Blair are still making out in the snow. Nothing really happened there. Or we figure it out just in time to make it right again. And then the final scene is Chuck is waking up and finds Vanessa getting dressed and trying to sneak out without being noticed. However, Chuck pulls her in for round 2.
We're more alike than you think. Yeah, gross.
But every mistake happens for a reason, to teach you a lesson you would otherwise never learn. And hopefully, we never make that mistake again. Lucky for me, that never happens. XOXO, Gossip Girl.
That's our episode.
Yep. So what's coming next?
Well, I think that this Chuck Vanessa thing is going to happen for a little bit, and I think that it's going to become more than either of them want it to, and then they're going to realize that and hate each other. I believe Serena's going to come home with a new boyfriend. I think that Nate and Blair are going to not have very much chemistry or very much of a spark, and that's going to be on Blair's mind while Chuck is seemingly happy. Oh, and Rufus is going to be a bad parent.
Bold prediction there, Cotton. Anything else?
I think that we're seeing Jenny in one of her phases, maybe, but I don't think that... I feel like she hasn't had a whole lot of focus, even when she's been having these episodes for her. So I feel like maybe we're going to get some dark Jenny stuff now that she's in trouble.
Well, we do see that her birthday party is apparently cursed.
Yeah. Yes. That's good to think of. So probably late next season. It's funny that her birthday party, I guess that the end of last season was all shuffled later in the year so that it would so that's where it lines up because of the strike hiatus.
Or we're still right around that same time.
Yeah. It was, I think
we've had several breaks, and we're gonna have another one after this episode. There's going to be another hiatus.
I thought I realized that from something. I forget what it was. Oh, just because of the way that they were wrapping everything up, had that kind of we'll be back in a few weeks kind of feel. Especially the Nate and Vanessa cliffhanger. Mm-hmm. I think that made me really think like, oh yeah, this seems like.
Well, let's get into some segments. This week in fandom, we jumped into the Wayback Machine to travel to the Television Without Pity forums from 2009.
Hello there, Peabody here. And this is the Wayback Machine for traveling through time. And this is my boy, Sherman. Speak, Sherman.
Hello.
Good boy.
They were shocked at Chuck and Vanessa, even if Ed Westbrook and Jessica Soar are dating right now.
Yeah, I probably would have been more shocked if we didn't talk about it a little last week, but I also just was more. As soon as Chuck pulled up, I saw it coming, and once he pulled up in the limo, I saw it coming. So
I didn't have as much problem with it as you did, because I don't really like either's characters, so why not just put them all together?
Yeah, I think that's my thing, is that I don't really like either of the characters, so.
But they are hot together, so why not?
Yeah.
The fans were watching the Dorota web series, so they pointed out that Dorota and Vanya are actually dating right now.
Oh, nice.
And then people were seriously annoyed with Serena, but they also acknowledged that Jenny was selfish as well, but more understandable.
Yeah, I feel like Jenny just acted out. Serena was selfish. Jenny acted out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that Jenny did anything selfish. I think Jenny burned it all down because Jenny gets mad and burns it all down.
Some positive comments with regards to the new Scorn Vanessa. Unlike them, they like her becoming more Blair-like. Unlike Nate, they like her becoming more Blair-like.
Well, that's because they like Blair, and the fans who are on these forums are savages who are out for blood.
They are mean girls.
They are mean girls.
It looks like we found Dan's path to staying in NYC next year. How will the rest join him?
Yeah, because he can't get student loans, or Rufus can't release a new album. Lincoln Hawk should tour,
or he could just take his girlfriend's money,
or take your girlfriend's money, and go on tour for a while.
Oh, to be fair, he is a single dad, so we don't want to leave anyone with what's her name, Allison.
No. Do we really want to leave him with Lily? Oh, although they're not Lily's kids, so she'd probably be pretty good.
Let's go ahead and move into some episode grades. So there was things I liked in this episode. I liked that Jenny was back in the focus, even though she was kind of just a plot tool, and I didn't really like the way she was acting this episode. She was more just a bratty teenager than scheming or pursuing her fashion career. She just kind of there being a bratty teenager. I like Dan. He was funny. Yeah, as always, Penn is very comedic and making jokes with Vanya and then wowing those three women with his tails with his
favorite. That was my favorite part of the entire episode.
But the bad was
the rest of it.
Yeah, Blair was not. I did not like Blair in this episode at all. She was just like whiny, and I just don't. Why is she settling to be a rebound? And just did not like it at all. So overall, I gave this a C-.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a C+. I was really torn between a B- and a C+. I liked some of the Chuck and Vanessa storyline. As much as I didn't really want them together, I do like kind of where that went, where it progressed. I kind of liked Jenny. The same things you said about Dan and Jenny. I thought that a lot of the writing choices were, let's just say, questionable. Like the whole Poppy.
Not surprised that writer was never asked back.
Yeah. The writing for Poppy was just so shallow, catty, and felt very almost Mary Sue-ish. Almost like someone who believed that is what Serena should be doing, rather than being a complication. Almost, saying that is what Serena should be doing.
So we're saying that that was all just service level. That is what it is.
Yeah.
There's nothing more to that storyline.
Yeah, that she's
just a catty.
Yeah, it was a very shallow storyline. There was no depth to it.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move over to Stock Watch. Going up, I had Eric and Jonathan because they were together still and seemed happy and were making jokes. I had Dorota going up because she was good as usual and now has a boyfriend. Vanya because he has the best character as a girlfriend. And I had Lily going up for some reason. I forget why I put her going up. Oh yeah, because she was mostly a good parent and she offered to pay for Dan's college and so.
She fucked up with Serena at the end. But Serena also left before Lily had the chance to fix anything. But also we didn't see her make any effort to fix it after that either.
Well, I mean, Serena just left with a text. So.
Well, I'm saying that Lily at any time could have sent a text, hey, I'm sorry, I see what I did. I'm really sorry I jumped to that conclusion, which I feel like is something that newer Lily would do. So I'm a little surprised she didn't.
Who do you have going up?
I'm going to add a couple to my list that I was inspired by you, which would be, I had Eric, but also Jonathan. I also want to add Dorota and, what was his name?
Vanya.
I had Nate going up. He's getting the girl. I had Blair going up, but I'm not going to keep her going up. I'm going to put her in the middle. Chuck and Vanessa, I had both going up. I'm going to send Dan up. I was really on the fence with Dan because of the Yale thing, but everything else in Dan's stuff was coming up Dan, I felt today. So I'm going to give him the bump. I don't feel like Dan often gets the bump.
Anyone else?
Nope. That's it.
So for me, going down, I had Dan going down.
Oh.
Because not only did he not get financial aid, but he apparently has a stalker.
Oh,
because that's not really his fan.
Right. He has a stalker. And he got cock-blocked by his ex.
Yeah. I also had Jenny going down because she was just kind of bratty and caused havoc. Serena because she was selfish and got led by Poppy. Rufus because he's a horrible dad. Vanessa because she's sleeping with Chuck. Chuck because he was creepy. Nate because I don't think he really wants to be with Blair. And Blair because she was horrible this whole episode and just white. And then also Poppy because she's the worst.
She is the worst.
Who do you got?
I had Jenny as well. I had Rufus and Lily both going down in this one. Lily, I mean, her apartment's totally fucked right now.
Well, but it's already being fixed by a team of people, which she points out.
Yeah, that's true. I think that is it that I had for going down. I'm going to send Poppy down too, because Poppy sucks.
Okay.
Fuck Poppy. Oh, and the parents. Dan.
The Rossens.
The parents. The per on-screen parenting bottom rung. Howard has done better.
Yeah. Some seriously bad war when it comes to parenting.
But here's the best outfits from the last episode we've seen.
On to best outfits. I'm going to go with Vanessa's purple tuxedo swing dress by Catherine Malandrino.
We're on today. I had the same thing. Vanessa's purple dress.
I also like Jenny's shimmery gold Missani trapeze dress.
Yeah, I also liked Serena, the black dress that Serena was wearing as well. But ultimately, I was giving it to Vanessa, who I don't think has very many outfits in the running. So good on you, Vanessa.
Anything you want to plug this week?
When does this come out?
In January.
If January 8th has not yet happened. It has? Okay, then you should have come see me at Dawson Street. But I have been promoting it. I just didn't have a date. So as of now, I don't have anything really coming up. I do recommend anyone watch Shrinking on Apple TV. It's Harrison Ford, Jason Segel, and Jessica Williams, and it is absolutely phenomenal. I also, if you want to give me a follow on TikTok while it's still around, or Instagram, my handle is at steve.marchon, Marchion. And you can find me on Blue Sky at The Weed Wizard.
For me, nothing really to plug this week, but if you want to follow me on Instagram, I am on at Hot Capicola. That's HOTCAPICOLA. Also the same name on Blue Sky. And if you would like to support the podcast, You can do so for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/nonjudgingbreakfastpod. You can also follow us on social media at nonjudgingbreakfastpod on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and you can also find a Facebook group, and that's just Non-Judging Breakfast Pod. We also have a page to follow, and if you would like to join our Discord server, come to our webpage at nonjudgingbreakfastpod.com.
And if you would like to send us an email and get in touch with us, we'd love to hear what you have to say, and we'd like to read your comments on air. You can send that email to nonjudgingbreakfastpod@gmail.com. And while you're listening right now, if you could go ahead and give us a like, a follow, a comment, it all helps boost our visibility, especially in Apple Podcasts. And if you could, please tell a friend what you're listening to. Get other folks listening. Share any links you might see and any of our special moments that you want to share with your friends. So we really appreciate it.
I would like to shout out the members of the Discord server that started listening to the podcast recently. So thanks for listening. We will be back next week to talk about Season 2, Episode 21, Seder Anything.
Robin was really excited when she saw the title.
The Netflix episode description reads, Serena returns from her trip to Spain with Poppy and Gabriel. Blair makes a secret deal with Nate's grandfather. Dan gets a job.
Oh, good for Dan. Wash your dishes all the way to Yale.
Well, until next time, you know you love us.
XOXO. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Oh, it seems I'm walking right to your door. My heart's still resting, looking for something more. Are you ever gonna see everything you mean to me? I'm trying really hard to believe. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Never feels right when I'm out here on my own. I left last night and it feels like way too long. Are you ever gonna see everything you mean to me? I'm trying really hard to believe. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Come back to me. Smile and you'll make my life complete. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me